The F1's first.
F1's first?
Asian leopard cat and F1. So this is the Asian leopard cat right there. Kato, the Asian leopard cat. This is Luana. F1.
Wow.
George, F1.
I remember George.
And Sansere is at the door.
Oh, Sansere. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's very hissy. So he's declawed. He's trying to grab the chicken. This is Kato. Sadly, he's full claw declaw. Which is terrible. Luana. She's very polite. And George is very polite.
George is very active.
Good George. Good boy, George. Enjoy your chicken, George.
He's a sweetheart.
He went way up top with his chicken.
Just like yesterday.
If you stand on there, you could film him up top. I don't know how the light is.
You mean stand on here or what?
And then you're going to look up here. Turn behind you.
Hello.
You eat your chicken?
Hello.
George, you've got yours out here. Come on, George. I guess he doesn't want it. Then somebody else can have it. How about that?
These are jungle cats. Elaborate.
Jungle cat.
Yep.
Loves his chicken. He stands there and he'll hold it like that until we go away. Come on, Sim. And these two are jungle cat hybrids. Oh, somebody's fighting over chicken. And this is Puss Puss and Simba. Eat your chicken.
Those are the big boys, and they're not eating it.
I know. Ready?
Vanquish?
Vanquish.
Look at him.
Here she trots away so happy. Sorry guys, you don't get chicken.
This is Bakari, you said?
Bakari the Serval. He's very hissy. F1. This is Panite. That's Coco.
Panite?
This is Panite. She's an F1 Savannah.
It's not gonna be happy about that. Stop driving my chicken.
What you doing?
It's my food.
Good girl.
I'm gonna fire that waitress.
And this is Chausie, another F1 Savannah. I'll probably just open the door for her. It's kind of funny. Just don't let her reach out and grab you. So look at her legs come through when she's reaching. Now watch her. Fast, eh?
My word. Let's see.
And all these four here absolutely love raw chicken, but they don't get raw chicken every night. Although they think they do. Okay, so Maya's going to go into the cage. So I always stand not too close to the the bottom of the kennel because she can reach out with her arms.
Sure.
And then I put it in the middle because she'll reach through the bars with her arms and try to pull the chicken.
Wow.
So servals they have the longest arm reach of any cat.
For sure. Look at this.
Yeah. They're very hissy by nature. They hiss when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're angry, when they're playful.
24/7, they're hissers.
They're hissers.
Hissers when they're happy, huh? Wow. That makes it tough to get along. You know? Wow. So how do you know when it's happy as opposed to
Her
you
body
don't
language.
body
Right now she's
More body
aggressive
language.
because she's trying to get the food. When
Sure.
she's happy, she's standing up. Her tail might be
Sure.
vibrating. She loves to be petted or touched. She's very affectionate when she's not eating. And she'll chirp. Servals can chirp and meow and purr
Okay.
and hiss. So she'll eat in here for maybe half an hour and then I let her out. And I very
You let her out? Oh my
I
God.
let her out back in
Oh,
there.
get in the back of your duh.
Yeah. And then some nights I feed her more than others, some nights I feed her less. It just depends on if she cleans up her dinner the night before. I usually fast them one night a week. In the wild, they don't eat every day.
One night a week, she doesn't eat.
Right.
Interesting.
And if I have quail or mice or rabbit or rats or something
wow.
like that, you can
Yeah.
actually order all that stuff online. Because I don't really like to feed it just from the
Yeah, from
environment.
the woods,
You never
for
know
sure.
where
For
what
sure,
they've
yeah.
eaten and
Yeah,
all
you
that.
don't know what they...
And this is a Thai. He's a Caraval.
Yeah.
And he is a very rare hybrid. They're usually accidental breedings.
Accidental?
Yep. And he's a cross between a Serval and a Caracal.
Okay.
And there's only about 3 or 4 in the whole world.
3 or 4 in the whole world?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
And he is about 18 years old. And he is not overly friendly.
No.
But I can go in with him and play with him. And of course, right now he's hungry. So he's pacing a little bit. And they came together. They don't live together, but they came together because their owner passed away.
You're talking about him and...
Maya.
Maya,
Yes, they
okay.
came from the same owner.
Gotcha.
Very, very good, responsible pet people.
Gotcha.
So this is called a lockout. This is actually made for lions and tigers because it's a thicker gauge wire.
Wow.
It's 9 gauge wire, which is what you need for bigger cats, whereas a Serval or a Caracal, they're known as a lesser cat, and that's usually 11 gauge wire. So this is probably overkill for them.
Overkill.
But this is a lockout.
No such thing.
So they get locked in here to eat, which enables the keeper to go in another door and go into the enclosure to check and make sure
Talking
everything
about
is
that
fine.
door right there?
Right. So if I wanted to go in, if I was worried about him attacking me, I would go in here only when he was in the lockout.
Oh, and does that happen often?
Here for me?
Yeah.
No, because I can go in with him.
Okay.
But if this was a lion and tiger enclosure,
Oh.
if the lion and tigers were
Right.
not known,
Right.
if their keepers didn't handle them,
Right.
then obviously they would not go in.
For sure.
Did I tell you already that there's the white stripes on the back of their ears? are
Yeah,
called
you told me.
ocelli?
Yeah, so tell the people.
So
The
white stripes on the back of their ear are called
Yeah.
ocelli.
ocelli.
Ocelli, O-C-E-L-I. And it's a protection
get a-
mechanism so
Okay.
that when they're in the wild, if
For
they're being
sure.
preyed upon, it looks like an eye.
Right. And it does look like an eye. Look at that.
Kind of, yeah. So all wildcats have those. And the early generation hybrids also have those.
Yeah.
So that's one way of saying how you can tell if it's a hybrid cat and what generation it is. So as the generation gets further away from the wildcat, they will lose the ocelli.
For sure. So is this a byproduct of evolution from what you've read?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it has to
all
be.
wildcats have it.
It has to
so-
be. I mean, that's fantastic. Look at that development of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see it on bobcats, cougars, and bobcats or cougars are born with spots. but they dissipate. They end up looking more like this coat pattern. Yeah. So his name is Akai and the Serval is Maya, and they're both about 18.
What is a normal lifespan for?
I would probably say not this old in the wild. But in
Because you got to a
captivity-
relatively, you and the other person got to a relatively early and you
Well, both of these
fostered
were
it.
hand raised and bottle fed by
Yeah.
the owners.
Oh, for
so
sure.
they
Okay.
weren't actually wild.
For sure.
They're
for
still
sure.
a wild cat, but they didn't actually.
Right.
So they're a domesticated wild
Domesticated animal, yep.
cat. But they're not domestic to the point where they're like a domestic
Yeah.
cat. Where
Yeah,
you
it's
can
all
go
rel-
and
it's all
handle-
relative,
They're
yeah.
not feral.
course.
They're wild.
It's all relativity. Yep. So 18's really good.
Very good. He could probably live till he's 22.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so he really likes chicken. Sometimes if I have a chicken, I don't want to raise chickens to kill them just to feed my cats, but that
Sure.
would be good because then they would have all the feathers and the bones and the feet and
Yep.
the beak and all that stuff. So
moral
that's why the
dilemma.
vitamin mineral supplement is on there because
yeah?
they're lacking their organs
Interesting.
from the actual prey.
Okay. Obviously, you don't get those at a supermarket. You got to order them.
I get this in 40-pound boxes from a store that special orders it for me. And as I said, you can order all this stuff online, like quail and rabbit and rat. And
Hey,
mice.
Fluffy.
Let's walk away because we don't
Yeah,
want
for
anything
sure.
too close.
Really. Now, is she attracted to the chicken, or
She just came to see us.
she's very friendly? Sort of an interesting mix you got. You got wild, you got hybrids, and you got friendly domestic cats.
Yep.
Sort of a motley crew.
And what I would really like is to have a fence up around these guys.
Yeah.
In here.
Right.
Just so the domestic cats don't wander up to the bottom of the barn. Nothing has happened, but we don't want to take that chance.
Now, what would those Servals like look at the domestic cats as prey?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
if they get too close, you can see them stalking.
Wow.
But the
I
domestic
mean,
cats.
Fluffy was just taking a risk. Just
Yeah,
seeing,
she wasn't paying attention.
It's not good.
So that's it. So they stay in there. I'm going to feed the other cats, and she's not eating her chicken. She's just guarding it. They're sitting over it, kind of like her. And what would be really best is that a regular routine of a cat, and you probably heard this in Jackson Galaxy, is they play. They stalk and they hunt,
Yeah.
and then they play with their food, and then they eat it,
Right.
and then they groom, and then they sleep. And then they do the same thing
That's
all over
right.
again.
Yep. Play with it,
So
eat it,
would
hide
be
it.
more
Yeah.
instinctual to play with them before you just threw them the meat.
Interesting. Now, is that over the chicken or what? What's it over?
I'm not sure.
They weren't this bad yesterday.
Quiet! I think because her chicken is right there,
For sure,
still,
it's got to
so
be.
she went over just to be a little protective.
Oh yeah. You see just how protective she is.
So another thing is there's different percentages of hybrid cats. So when there's a higher percentage of blood from the wild cat, they call that higher percent Serval or
Yeah.
higher percent Bengal. So
Higher percent Serval, got it.
or HP.
HP,
Right. So she's 75%
75.
Serval blood. So
Okay.
she's got more Serval blood in her than the one that you see far away. So she's referred to as an F1 HP
Okay.
EG, which is early generation,
Early gen.
which is an F1, 2, or 3. Yeah, so if you look at the other one, she's not quite as leggy and a little more stocky, so she's not but she's still about 65% Serval, whereas this one is 75. So she's a higher percentage, which means more closely related to the Serval.
Hi, Fluffy.
And the Serval parent is usually the father. So she took her chicken into the house with her to eat.
So does she do that? Was that because of the conflict?
Probably. And Coco's about 62% Serval.
This is a good day for Coco. Remember yesterday?
Well, I haven't gone in there yet.
Okay. So normally she's relatively docile, but then when it's
He's
about
good.
food, just
Yeah, when he knows
just-
it. Yeah, he gets just overstimulated.
Yesterday he was like, "Arr."
That's not necessarily something you want to show everybody either.
No, but I mean it's important to know. I mean, It's cool. He's awesome today.
He's being a good boy.
He is. He really is.
He's being a good boy.
Look at this.
Biting my finger too. Biting. That's silly. Wanna bite the leaf? You do? That's silly. Okay, I don't even. Oh, I guess I can check and see what time it is.